his new Vegas show, I don't know, 2 months from now, less than 2 months from now. So he has, believe it or not, as of this taping here, stopped podcasting for a while now. He hasn't released a podcast since late September. We are now mid-November. And it seems like a lot of the hype and verbiage from DLR has calmed down since that video leaked about his band. Now, the rumor has it that he has fired his band and is starting over due to the negative feedback some of that video gave him. Dave, what do you think is going on here?
I think he's not doing the podcast anymore because he's working on the Vegas show because it's 2 months away. So I hope he's working on his singing for sure. There's probably some choreography. It's a Vegas show, so I'm sure he's putting some stuff in there, having the band practice full time, or I don't know, maybe he's off doing his Bozy Bop thing.
Yeah, I guess
with Dave,
so.
with Dave, you never know. But
That's
I really hope they're working hard practicing at the Vegas show
because
you and I will be there in less than 2 months.
Yeah, and he's got to get that tight, and he's got to get it right. There's no fooling around there. There's no leeway for that to sink.
No, because there's lots of other things for people to go to and see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if he wants to try and promote that as a tour, and he's getting bad reviews in Vegas, that's not going to work for him either.
That's true. Now, Sammy, as we all know, is a very charitable guy, and he was working on the James Burton Foundation. It was a night of country meets rock and roll, and the rockabilly guitarist James Burton and friends held a concert on November 12th. And Sammy joined them. He was playing with Joe Walsh from the Eagles, Steve Cropper from the Blues Brothers, Paul Schaefer, Brian May.
Steve Cropper from the Blues Brothers.
Right. Well, he's also from Booker T and the MGs, right?
Thank you. Holy cow. No. Come on, he got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Booker T and the MGs, and you're throwing it.
Relax. I know. He's Booker T and the MGs, Green Onions, the whole fucking thing. I just grew up with Steve Cropper, the lead guitarist for the Blues Brothers. I love that guy. He's fantastic. And Brian May from Queen, and Vince Neil from Motley Crue, and Albert Lee was there, and of course, who else was there, Dave?
Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees.
That's right. So Dave was shooting loads all over the place when he heard about this.
I was almost ready to fly out there to see the show.
That's right. So Dave was all excited because his favorite guys were coming together and uniting as a force. The James Burton Foundation provides guitars for children in schools and hospitals and civic programs, and also for veterans. So that is a nice organization. We haven't gotten the results as what they played, but we're still searching for that. But they did play together on November 12th. So Sammy continues to do good charitable work. He also did a Instagram post on Halloween. So Sammy was hysterical. I thought this was kind of funny. And I don't know how many people got this, but he really did a good job with this costume. So Sammy and his wife, Kari, they dressed up for a Halloween party, and he Instagrammed this. And Sammy was dressed like Jonathan Goldsmith, the Dos Equis guy. This was such a great costume. Picture this. Sammy, his goatee was all grayed, and then he had his hair sort of like pinned up, and it was like grayed, like wing-tipped, like Paulie Walnuts from The Sopranos, and it was like salt and pepper up there. He looked so different. It was really wild. And, the guy, the Dos Equis guy, calls himself the most interesting man in the world, and he always says, "Stay thirsty, my friends." So Sammy was being funny about it, and he says, "I don't always drink rum, but when I do drink, I drink Sammy's Beach Bar rum." Of course, he's got to use an opportunity to plug his own stuff.
Right. Never misses an opportunity, that guy.
Yes, he was hashtag stay thirsty, hashtag the most interesting Sam in the world. So that was kind of funny. And also, Eddie did a little Halloween Instagram appearance where he kind of appeared on a little quick video, but he did one of those apps where they distorted his face, made him look like a Beetlejuice character, where his eyes were all bulged and he had these weird teeth, and he said, "Happy Halloween." So that was a little video of Eddie Van Halen. I wish he would have done a little video of himself talking about what the hell's going on, but we're still waiting for that. So what did you make of these posts, Dave?
Always nice to see people coming out on Halloween.
Yeah.
I did like Sam's costume. I thought that was pretty funny.
Right, right.
The Ed one kind of scared me a little bit. That was a little.
That was pretty cool, though.
I know my kid. I've seen my kids do it before.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, like you, I'm kind of like, can I just do like a straight video? You know, it's okay, Ed. You know, like just hi, this is Ed. You know, working on some new stuff, and I'm planning on going on tour next year.
Yeah.
You know, or even it's like, hi, this is
yeah.
Ed. I'm officially retired and I'm not doing anything. So everybody just chill and relax because that's what I'm doing. That would be great.
That's true.
That would be great.
Now, Sammy also did an interview with OC Weekly, and where he announced that he could never see himself doing a full Van Halen album in its entirety. So this was the quote from Sam. He says, "I'm starting to see so many people do this. I just interviewed Def Leppard for my rock and roll road trip, and they did some shows where they played the whole Hysteria record. Everybody's kind of doing that. REO Speedwagon just did it with High Fidelity. That's their biggest record. It's such a trend, man. But I don't think I could play a whole night without moving all over my career because I'm so used to doing it with the Circle, and I'm so happy about it. Every night we go, let's play Best of Both Worlds. No, we played Best of Both Worlds last night. Let's play Top of the World. No, let's do When It's Love. No, let's do Right Now. Let's do Rock Candy instead of Bad Motor Scooter. On and on. There's so much that we can do. It's set list from heaven." I don't know if that would work with Sammy doing a whole Van Halen album. I don't know how that would fly. I have to be honest with you. That playing the whole album thing in concert, I find that a little restrictive and stale. I don't know why, but every time I've seen it, it's a little like, it's cool because they play some cuts that they normally wouldn't play, so that's the part that I enjoy, but I don't like that, like, it all stays within one album, and I don't know, it's like, and they're like, oh, there's that album, and now we're going to get back to the concert. It's like, I don't know, it doesn't seem to get like a groove going. How do you feel about people playing full albums in concert, Dave?
I haven't actually seen anybody do it, so
okay.
It's hard for me to say. But as a concept, I like it. I mean, if it's such like an iconic, groundbreaking album that you do in order from beginning to end, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Especially because, like you say, of the deep tracks they do.
Right.
Now, for Sam, he really is best seen with him picking songs from his career because most of his albums are spotty and inconsistent. And that includes some of the Van Halen albums with him in there. But I think really the only album where people are like, oh, I want to hear that album from beginning to end where there's enough of a demand would be 5150.
Right.
But that would be the only one.
Right, and I think that would be fine, except the inside would be a disaster. The only thing you'd have to do with the inside is you'd have to almost make it like a jam. That I could see working as like a jam. You could really, instead of all the silly shit that goes on, I could see them doing a cool jam on that riff. That I could see happening, but that song is such a silly tune. I like the music. But I don't know. It just there's a lot of jabs at Dave in that. Like, it's kind of like weird. You know what I mean? It doesn't. And the rest of the album's fantastic. But it's like I almost wish that they took that off and really reworked "I Want Some Action" and done like maybe another quick rocker or something. Would have rounded it out. I mean, the riff was cool, the dun 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 dun, or maybe done an instrumental or something cool. But I don't know. The way they did that was kind of crazy. It's also a strange way to end the album with that manic laughing and all the joking around, all these kind of weird. Hey, these aren't my shoes. It's just it just wasn't very Van Halen. You know what I mean?
Well, I think they were trying to be Dave on that song. Actually, is what was happening, and it didn't. It didn't quite work out.
Well, I think they were almost making fun of Dave, that whole song. It was almost like...
Well, they were doing that, too.
Yeah.
But the thing is about doing a whole classic album, I mean, I think the reason Sammy doesn't like doing a whole classic album is because he really doesn't have a whole classic album to do.
Right. Exactly. Well, that wraps up Van Halen news.
And that's the way it is. Good night.
And we have another little Van Halen news segment, but it's kind of different. So this is what we did. So they had this Eddie Van Halen Con in Connecticut. And one of our listeners went, Dan Nainan. And he is a comedian. And he went there and he did like a little report for us. So I am going to have that little segment coming up. because much like Thanksgiving dinner, Dave, we're going to have a lot of little side dishes for everybody to enjoy. So we got lots of pieces. We got the Van Halen news, of course, we just finished. Then we have the upcoming mailbag segment. We're going to have the Eddie Van Halen Con report from Dan. Then you and I, we're going to be doing winner, Chickenfoot dinner. We don't have turkey this time of year. We have Chickenfoot for November this time around. And Dave and I are going to break down the Chickenfoot debut album from 2009, marking its 10th anniversary. Then Dave and I interview Darin Bristow, who was the director for the Chickenfoot video Get It Up, which is Dave's theme song, as everybody knows, because that's his goal every morning. Get it up! Can he get it up? That's going to happen. So there's all kinds of cool stuff for this Thanksgiving edition of Dave and Dave Unchained. So this is all coming up next. We got mailbag, Dave, a whole big sack.
Bring it on.
Take a listen.
I really do like my fans and having people that I can bring joy to and enlighten them to be happy. You know what I mean? Show them. I want to show my fans how to live. That's kind of what. So I got to find different avenues to do that. Because on stage I got to put on kind of a show and a little bit. Or I'm busy. I'm up there and I can't just sit and talk to them all night. So I'd rather write shows and write books and do TV appearances and do seminars or anything to where I can still be around my fans, still keep them happy, and they keep me happy.
If you need a dose of VH, get a taste of the closest thing. Romeo Delight, the ultimate Van Halen tribute band, playing all the hits from the David Lee Roth era, first classic 6 albums, plus deep cuts, some of which have never been played live before by the band. They even throw in popular tracks from the Sammy Hagar era and solo hits. The most viewed Van Halen tribute band on YouTube. Romeo Delight, doing customized recreations of staging, instruments, and costumes from the classic Van Halen era. They even perform entire Van Halen albums in sequence. Romeo Delight plays theaters, casinos, summer indoor and outdoor festivals, and special events. They're also available for private parties. To contact them, call Bud Blanche at 215-704-5144. That's 215-704-5144. Or via email at sonicparade1@yahoo.com. Romeo Delight, the ultimate Van Halen tribute band.
Hola, amigos. This is Billy Sheehan, your bass player. You listen to my good friends Dave and Dave right here on Dave and Dave Unchained.
Check out the new podcast, The Rock Quarry, your place to hear in-depth interviews with some of rock's most colorful characters, with your host, entertainment journalist David J. Criblay. The Rock Quarry is available for free on Spreaker and iTunes. You can check us out on Facebook at The Rock Quarry Podcast, on Twitter at Rock Quarry Pod, on Instagram at The Rock Quarry Podcast, or email us at therockquarrypodcast@gmail.com.
Some of these rock bands are getting up there, huh? Anybody get out and see the Rip Van Halen tour last year? Want to see David Lee Roth do one of those Van Damme leg splits now, huh? Knock his nads up through his gullet like he's picking that night's Powerball numbers or something.
All right, Dave, you know what time it is.
It's mailbag time. Gonna drink some wine. Read some letters. I'll sing a song and probably be wrong. And then I'll be corrected by Midwest Rock.
Oh, you bastard! Oh, boy, I am getting a real spanking tonight, that's for sure. Dave he's kind of leading on to a letter deep inside the mailbag, which I buried deeply into the mailbag, where I'm going to get bit on my ass.
Not deep enough.
Well, it is mailbag time again. And And here we go, Dave. Letter number 1 comes from Chris Rooks. He says, "Hi, Dave and Dave. I just listened to your episode number 27 with Mark Cicchini from Three Sides of the Coin. For the record, Van Halen played You Really Got Me, Panama, Ain't Talk About Love, Jump on occasion, and usually someone in the audience came out and sang that one on the 5150 tour. And at this time, I remember them saying they played the new stuff because it was fresh in their minds and they didn't have enough time to rehearse anything.